I spent a long time in my life looking for love, but as I grew older, I decided to stop looking. I decided that some people were unlucky and would never meet their true love, and that I am one of those unlucky people. I've had many failed romantic relationships in my life. I broke up with a guy and then started another relationship immediately after that, hoping to find the man of my dreams. I was hoping to meet someone who would make me feel special and safe with him, but they were all liars, traitors, and sometimes psychopaths. My mother passed away last year, which made things even harder. I never saw my father because he died before I was born. So my mother meant the world to me. Her death made me feel lonelier than ever. I no longer had anyone to support me or share my grief or dreams with. I wanted to die so I could be with her and get rid of the deep cavity I felt in my heart. But everything changed a few months ago when I met Maurice. I used to spend the evening at a bar and drink alone, as was my custom on Friday nights. He was sitting in front of me in a corner, looking at me and smiling. He too was sitting by himself. I was really bad at getting to know new people. Also, I hadn't dated a nice guy in 5 years. That made me hesitant to approach him and say hello. A deep voice interrupted my thoughts, saying,
"Hi."
I looked at him and was astonished. He was so handsome when I saw him up close. His eyes were dark blue like the sea, and his blonde hair was shining under the bar lights. He was a perfect man. I couldn't believe he was talking to me. He smiled sweetly. This was the most wonderful smile I had ever seen in my life. My heart was trembling inside my chest as if it were the first time I had ever spoken to a man.
"Do you come here often?"
"Is this how you start a conversation with someone?" he said with a smile.
"Sorry. I haven't met anyone for a long time. How about we get out of here and go somewhere else? I know an excellent restaurant nearby."
"You mean the Golden Star restaurant?"
"Exactly."
"But that restaurant is no longer operating." He looked shy and explained that he had been out of town for a while. I offered for us to take a walk to my house, which was about 10 minutes away. He nodded and said,
"What's your name?"
"I'm Shannon."
"Nice to meet you, Shannon. I'm Maurice."
We talked to each other while we were walking until we reached my house. Talking to him was very interesting and entertaining. We were standing in front of my yard until about 5 a.m. The sun was about to rise. At that point, Maurice said goodbye to me quickly and got ready to go. He seemed to be in a hurry. I asked him, "Will I see you tomorrow?"
"Of course. I know your house now."
"I think you'd better give me your phone number so you can let me know before you come. I could send a WhatsApp message if you like."
"I don't have a phone."
"What? We're in 2023 and you do not have a mobile phone?"
"I have no one to call."
I took my business card out of my bag and gave it to him. That was our first moment. Our second date was also wonderful. In fact, all of our dates were perfect. We dated for 3 months. I would see him every day, but every time I asked him to come inside my house, he refused. He apologized and told me that he wanted to go slow in our relationship. But finally, one day he agreed, and we started dating at my house. It was weird. Maurice never talked about himself, his work, or his parents. He always had to leave before 5 a.m. When I asked him why he left at that particular hour, he would tell me that he had some important things to do early. I felt like he was avoiding talking about the matter. With time, I became more and more curious. I never saw his car even once. I don't even know anything about his work, and he only appears at night. The point that turned events upside down was last Monday. He was putting on his jacket and getting ready to leave when he dropped something on the ground. It was a wedding ring. I spent the entire day feeling like I was in hell. I cried a lot. When Maurice came that night, I decided to face him. He noticed I was not feeling well once he entered the house.
Why are you crying?
Because you're a liar. You're married. Why didn't you tell me? I said it out loud and threw the ring in his face. He grabbed the ring sadly and said,
I was married.
And now?
She died in an accident years ago.
Oh God, I'm the evil girl now, and I have to apologize. I approached him and said, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you...
I go to her grave every day after I leave.
I didn't know what to say. I thought he was angry with me now, but I found him putting his hand on my shoulder and smiling sadly. I hugged him and said, I will go to visit her grave with you. Maurice shook his head.
No, don't do that.
His reaction surprised me, but I accepted his answer. A few days later, when we were watching a movie together, I found him suddenly looking at me and saying, You look a lot like your mother. What?
You look like your mother. I know her features very well.
You mean you knew her in the past?
Yes, I knew her before she died.
I miss my mom so much. Maurice held me to his chest and said,
She misses you, too.
It's weird. My mother never mentioned to me that she knew someone named Maurice. The next day, I received a WhatsApp message from an unknown number. And what was written in that message made my body shiver. There is something important you should know about Maurice. Go to the public cemetery. His wife's name is Anna Robert, and she is buried there. Immediately I drove to the cemetery, and after an hour of searching, I found Anna's grave. The terrifying thing was not her grave, but the grave next to it. A grave with her husband's name on it. Her husband who died with her in the same accident. Maurice. No, it's impossible. I ran from there quickly and went home. But everything that indicated his presence disappeared. He doesn't visit me anymore. Even the message that told me the truth was deleted from my phone. I still have no idea what happened. I feel like I'm in a nightmare. But I miss Maurice so much. Hello, everyone. Van Gorder here. We here at Midnight Screams hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and become a member of the Midnight Screams family. Also, don't forget to share and like with your family and friends. Oh yes, and if you have a horror story or other terrifying experience, you can send it to subscribersstories2023@gmail.com. It can also be found in the description below. Wait for us every Sunday and Wednesday with a new animated story. Be sure to activate the bell button to receive all the updates. We love you so much, and we hope you have pleasant nightmares.